Hey everybody, it is just almost Wednesday, and that's New Comic Book Day, and you're probably wondering just what's going to be available at your local comic shop. We're here to help. Now, I'm more of a trade guy these days, so to begin, I'd kind of like to spotlight a couple of trades this week that I think are pretty significant. Starting with Joker by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. Now, this book's been around in hardcover for a few years, but it's taken absolutely forever for DC to finally come out with a softcover version. Why is that, you ask? Well, that's an interesting enough story because, sure, everybody likes their Joker kind of dark, a little psychopathic. But eventually you got to ask yourself, just how dark is too dark? Well, this is the book where they just push that line as far as they could go. It is chock full of senseless violence that is really, really disturbing. And honestly, it's the first time I can remember comic fans kind of in unison rising up and making their opinion heard. They told DC, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" DC said, "Okay, dark, disturbing. That's our jam." And the reason it's been so long is people were perfectly willing to pay for the hardcover, but finally now we've got a softcover so you can have deeply disturbing dark violence at a lesser price. Obviously, that's a win. Now, also from DC, what I think are some really great comics from a few years back. Jeff Johns' run on JSA. This was just stellar stuff. No dark, disturbing, senseless violence here. Just good old-fashioned, solid comic book storytelling. This comes with my total stamp of approval. Another trade, Conan. If you remember a few months back, Marvel started publishing Conan again. Now, Conan had been published by Dark Horse these last few years, and frankly, they'd done a really good job, solid comic book storytelling. But then Disney looked and said, "Sure, we'll take over." And all of a sudden, everybody went, "Wow, oh my God, Conan's finally being published again." Honestly, guys, Dark Horse can hear you when you say things like this. But either way, it's been insanely popular. Finally, the first few issues are collected. You'll want to get your copy. Speaking of Conan, the third issue of Savage Avengers. Now, honestly, I could stand here and tell you that the story is trite, it's contrived, it's the most flimsy of premises, it's wafer thin. And you just say, "Get out of my way. I want two copies." It's got Wolverine and Venom and Conan in it. Who cares about the rest of that stuff? So that's all I have to say. Also from Marvel. Now, I get people lots of times that say, "Dave, why can't they make comics like they did in the 90s? You know, the era when guys like Rob Liefeld could become superstars without ever drawing a single realistic ankle." Well, Marvel has heard your pleas and they're taking you back with this classic reprint issue, New Mutants number 98. Now, this is a significant issue, you ask. Why? Well, because it is the first appearance of Gideon. Look at that. Silver ponytail mullet of a sort. Gideon, he's one of the few guys that hasn't basically been optioned for a movie yet. You can get his first appearance here. There's other guys too, but I don't think they'll really amount to anything. Either way, it is a perfect facsimile edition. It's got all the original ads from the 90s. It's got everything that you had forgotten, but now you can not forget them. So there it is. From DC, Lois Lane #1. I haven't read this yet, but it's written by Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka is good. He's always good, so I can't wait. Buy this book. Also from DC, Deceased. It's Batman and Joker and zombies and all sorts of cool, awful, horrible stuff. So, of course, everybody loves this. Let's see. Also, other books from Image Comics, Sea of Stars. It's by Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron's popular. I really don't know anything about this book, but honestly, I love covers with a lot of purple in them. And this book has a really high ratio of purple to not purple colors, so it's bound to be good. One last book, another thinly disguised movie pitch from Mark Millar, Space Bandits. Now, Mark, you had me at space. And you might have lost me at Bandits, but that's okay, because I'm sure you'll sell this to some movie studio and people will be clamoring for this first issue. This is your chance to get it. These are all your chances to get it, because we got a lot of great books in this week. They're all here. Even more importantly, I'll be here. So come in and get this snark in first person. I'll be here tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Come see us.